Today we're going to take a look at the more advanced features within the teacher web page classroom section, your assignments, files and links, image gallery, and those types of things. So to get there, we're going to click on teacher web pages on the left as we normally would. I already have a classroom added on here, so I'm going to click on that classroom. And these right here are the features that we are going to talk about. There's another training video that discusses the calendar and how to add a classroom and those types of things. But this video is going to discuss the announcements, assignments, files and links, and image gallery. So these are features that come with the classroom. If you choose to use them, you can. If you don't want to use them, you can basically go in here and disable them. You'll notice down here at the bottom on the image gallery it says disabled. That's because I've decided that I don't want an image gallery for this classroom. If I want to re-enable it, all I have to do is click on disabled and it tells me that it's enabled. If I want to disable it again, all I have to do is click enabled and it tells me it's disabled. All you have to do is do that for each one of these, and that either enables that component or disables it. If I want to change the name of these components, let's say I don't like the way that assignments is worded. Maybe I call it coursework in my classroom. If I click edit name right here, let me try that again. There we go. If I click edit name right there, it brings up assignments, but like I said, maybe I want to change that to coursework. All I have to do is click on edit name, type in coursework, click save title, and it changes it for me. And you can do that for each component. You notice that all of these look very, very similar, and that's all you have to do. Announcements. Let's say you want to add an announcement. You see I already have one here, but maybe I want to add a new one. So let's look at how we do that. If I click add announcement, it asks for a title. So let's say this is just going to be a homework reminder, and in our message down here, we want to say, don't forget to complete your paragraph writing tonight. There's our message, okay? We can add an image here if we want to. I'm not going to. I don't think this announcement requires an image. So I'm going to click Save Announcement. It's updated, and there's my homework reminder right there. That's all you have to do. So that's announcements. It's pretty simple. For assignments, this is a little bit different. You see I have an assignment on here. This is what it looks like once you have one added, but we're going to add a new assignment. So if we click on add assignment right here, we have to put in an assignment name and an assignment due date. Those are things that are required by the system. So our assignment name, let's say submit paragraph 1 that we just asked them to write. If you set an assign date, it will actually not show up on the teacher web page until this date, which may be good or bad. It just depends on how you prefer that. If you don't want your students seeing your assignments beforehand, you want to give them an assign date. If not, you can leave this blank. I'm going to set an assign date of today. The due date, let's say I'm going to make it due at the end of this week. And if you see this note right here, after the 15th, it will remove this from my teacher webpage and it will not be there anymore. We can give a description if we want to. I'm not going to give a description. And this last option down here, this allows students to submit their assignment online. And we'll look at what that looks like. But basically, it gives your students the option to go on your teacher web page, say submit this assignment. They will enter their first and last name and upload their file. And you as the teacher can go in on the back end and look at all of those assignments that your students have submitted. So I'm going to say that yes, I want students to submit this assignment online, just so we can see what that looks like. So I'm going to check that box and click on Save Assignment. And there's my assignment right there. So since the assignments works a little differently than the announcements, I'm going to go up here and preview our live website. And we do that by clicking View Live Site right here. And this is my teacher web page, and I added that to my English Language Arts classroom that I had already created. So I'm going to click on English Language Arts. There's my homework reminder that I added under announcements. And for coursework, you can see I have two different assignments on here. This is the one I just created, Submit Paragraph 1. If you want your students to submit assignments, they will click Submit Assignment. It will bring up an option for them to enter their first and last name, and they will be able to browse their computer for wherever that file is, and they will click Upload Assignment. On the teacher end, to view the submitted assignments, you will log in, go to where we are right here on assignments, and you will click View Submitted Assignments, and it will bring up all the students, their names, and their assignment files that they have uploaded. And you can download them all at one time, or you can download them one by one, or you can delete all of them if you've graded them. So that's how the assignments feature works. We also have files and links. You can see that I've added a file on here already. Basically, you can create folders that are either active right now or hidden. Let's say if you want to create a folder that you're going to be talking about a unit in a couple of weeks, but you don't want your students to see those materials yet. You can create that folder, but archive it, and your students won't see it yet. So let's see what that looks like. If we click on Add Folder here, we can put in a folder name. So let's say Unit 3. This is something that we're going to be covering later this year. If I check this box, Hide Folder Archive, it will hide it. So let's check that box and click Save Folder, and we'll see what that looks like. If you see here, according to the key, Unit 3 is hidden just because the color is different. General information is active. That is active on my website. Anybody can access that right now. So you can create folders to organize your files. That's up to you if you want to do that or not. We can also add files for our students to download. When we do that, it gives us the option to select any of the folders. So if we want to be really organized for our students, we can be. Let's say if I had a course syllabus, I would probably put that under general information. So let's add a file and we'll see what that looks like. I just selected my folder. If you don't select a folder, it will just display there on the home page. It won't go out. It will actually be displayed there. So let's say I said this is going to be a syllabus, so we'll put in display title. This is what it looks like to the public. Our file location, we're going to click Choose File, and it brings up our file manager, which is discussed in another training video if you want to know how to use that. But I'm going to say I want to select this template here just for test purposes. I'm going to click OK there. And then I can choose whether or not to have this file open up in a new window or not. That's your preference. If you choose not to have them open it in a new window, it will take them off your website. If you do open it in a new window, it will open it in a new window and your website will be left in the background. You can give a brief description if you wish to. I'm not going to here. So I'm going to click on Save File. And it says it's been added successfully, but we added it to the general information folder. So if we click on general information here, it takes us inside that folder, and there's our syllabus. We can, of course, click back, and it will take us back here to our teacher webpage section. The last thing that I want to cover with files and links is adding a link, and it kind of works the same way as a file. You can select a folder for which area or which folder you want the link to be added into. I'm not going to select a folder for that. It's just up to you. You can add a display title. So if we want to say, let's say we want to add Google as our link. We put in Google as the display title, put in our website address there. Again, we can say if we want to open it in a new window or not. You can add a brief description. You can say only, let's say, use this search engine for ELA resources. Okay. And then click on Save Link, and it added it right there along with our description. So that's the last thing that I wanted to cover with files and links. Image gallery is the last thing that I'll cover as far as the features within the teacher web pages. Again, you can enable or disable any of these. I have this disabled right now, but I'm going to enable it. And you can add a gallery, or you can just add images to a slideshow. So let's look at adding a gallery. You can add a title to this gallery. So let's say if you have something like spring break pictures, and you wanted to add a bunch of different pictures at one time. So let's go to choose file. All right, so I'm going to look at these 3 New York City pictures, and you can see I selected them all at one time. I'm going to click open, and if I scroll down here on the file manager, those files will pop up, and it tells me that it's uploading them and gives me a percentage for each one. And all of those files are uploaded. You can see that it put all of those 3 files in our photo gallery. And then I'm going to click on Save Gallery here. And if we go down here, you can see that it gives you one gallery with spring break pictures. If we click on that, we can go in here and add a caption for each one. You saw that we had the option to do a caption on there a second ago, but since you're doing a gallery, if you want to add a caption for each picture, the best way to do it is to go here and add a caption. All you have to do is click Edit, type your caption, and click Save Caption, and there it is. That's how you do galleries. You can also add images to a slideshow if you wish. This kind of works the same way. So if we choose a file again in our file manager, and let's say I just want to do this Statue of Liberty one again, click OK, add images to a slideshow, and it puts your pictures in a slideshow right there. And the way that that looks on the live site, if we go and look at that, our English Language Arts classroom that we've created, you can see here, this is the image gallery. If you click on that, it brings up a gallery, and if I had more pictures in there, you would be able to scroll. Or if we click on our gallery that we created with spring break pictures, if we click on those here, those also pop up with our caption, and we can go through here and look at these. Or your students have the option to download them if it's something that you want them to download. That is the little bit of advanced features within the Teacher Web Pages area. If you have any further questions about any of these options, feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to help.